Okay. So what do you call it? Full screen. Okay. Now, the only solution to this is they should create the there should be a body where every all countries, if possible, should abide. Okay. Right now, comparing it to the United Nations, which I see, there is no body that will really punish a certain head of state or head of the government. Right now, every state is so hesitant. That's why I'm suggesting if there should be a body where if it is only an act of the president and it is not approved by the people to declare a war against another, then it's the president, heads of state or head of government or prime minister in that case should be punished, or the soldiers, and not the people who do not want to be involved in a war. Okay, so that is why to me what is ideal is that there should be a body. All states must create an organization different from the United Nations, wherein each of them will contribute. Okay, there will be an international police, but not the international police that we have it right now. The purpose of that is they're going to arrest a certain a certain heads of state who violates the international law. Okay, so I understand also that right now the United Nations is so cautious so that it will not escalate. But if the damage that it really cause, if they're not going to act on it, is so tremendous that people will die eventually. And right now that's what's happening. And United Nations is not doing well. It doesn't function as a United Nation. Nobody is punished. Okay? As time passes by, the number of victims increases tremendously. Okay, the damages it causes is so vast such that it really destroys a country. So as early as that, what I'm thinking is that there should be a international police and a court. It's like a court as well that's going to decide right there and then at the onset of the war, where if they find it, if the let's say two-third or a three-fourth members agree that indeed they violated the certain provisions of the international law, then they're going to order the international police, to arrest. Okay, to arrest. So it may be an internal commitment of the country, okay, that they're going to do that. So it's just like a gentleman's agreement that they're going to abide, because actually you can resist. Okay, so but you will be punished. But you will be punished individually, not as the act of the state. Because I do not think all Russians right now wanted a war. It's only a quarrel between heads of states, and the price is that the lives of the people, um, the price is the lives of the people. So I am planning that there will be to draft an international law, and every state must abide. Okay, so I think that's the ideal, rather than every now and then you keep on thinking that every now and then all of a sudden your country will be invaded. Can I think right now I'm sure Taiwan cannot sleep because there's a threat from China. Okay, if you are living in Taiwan right now, you as you see the horror in Ukraine, you will also suffer the same predicament. Okay, so in order to have peaceful society where you do not have to think of your own defense, develop your manpower, all your effort just to defend a country, spend most of your income to purchase defense mechanism or um, the equipments for the protection of your state. Okay, which it's so stressful rather than living in a peaceful society where you don't have to think of possible invasion. Okay, so I think United Nations should be abolished and create another organ. And the organ that I'm saying is the one I said, but probably I would call it as the New World Order. Okay, where everybody will not think anymore of its security. Let the state provide a certain amount for an international police, and if that organ, the groups will decide that two-third votes of that will denounce a certain act or is a violation of a certain law, the heads of state and its military who violated the law will be punished. Okay, right now there's no country that is willing to stop, okay, the invasion. So it's a perpetual threat, and the only way to end that threat is to create another United Nation. Okay, so that ASEAN integration has nothing to do with the defense. So do not expect again that our country will be defended by our neighbors. Even our neighbors are also insidious. Okay, they are now moving closer to our country because of the West Philippine Sea. So it's now West Philippine Sea, not South China Sea anymore. Okay, so that is ASEAN integration. We have to understand the new trend, and that's the new trend now, which is um, cooperation, a free trade. So in a free trade, whoever has the best, whoever has the best product will win. Unlike, and I do not, forgive me to say that, Russia and China cannot really win against US or other country. This is just I'm not saying it's an absolute idea, but, look at comparing it, because we're talking about free trade. That those communist countries do not actually have a free trade. That's why their product is not competitive, because, in a communist country it's monopolistic. Okay, unlike in a free trade where we compete our products. If your products is not good, well, nobody will buy your products, so you have to develop it. Okay, that's free trade. In those countries right now, well, although they are neighbors, China and Russia are neighbors, they have a cooperation, but look at their products. Okay, they did not even contribute to the world. Okay, that's why what I'm saying is, why would we support? Because there are actually supporters of, you may be supporting Russia because they are not like US that colonizes other country. But look at it. Look at what they contribute to the world. Unlike other countries that they contributed because of the free trade. Okay, we develop our products so that it will be sold in the market. Otherwise, if your product is not competitive with the others, then it will lose in the truck. Okay, so maybe they're good in fighter jets, but that's only um it's not the whole thing. It's just tip of the iceberg where everybody can see that you are a great country, but look at other aspects. Okay, and this country may not be able to compete because they they have the less tendency of competing. They just rely there. Probably they are the reason why they are rich because of the petroleum products. Had it not been the petroleum products, probably they cannot be competitive as other countries. Okay, they are only selling what, fighter jets and armaments. Okay, it's only for security, but in other aspect they cannot. Okay, and that's why I think they cannot win, because the products is not competitive. I've heard in the news that even the fighter jets they just put the GPS taped, okay, so that um, the fighter jets or whereabout will be tracked. Unlike in other countries where they compete, so all products must be highly competitive if compared to those countries that are monopolistic, like communist countries that are monopolistic and they do not have a competition. So what will happen? The products are less competitive. So it's similar to an ASEAN integration where we had free trade. So if the products is similar, then it will be treated as the tax will be the same. Okay, so you have to really develop a certain product. Otherwise, no one will buy the products. So that's a good thing, no, in free trade. But that's the advantage of that in Philippines, that we are numerous. And the reason why I think it initiated by Singapore is because that country is a producing country and they do not have markets. Okay? And the only way to have market is to have a free trade. So probably we will become consumers unless right now if we're going to develop our skills to produce. And it's the right time right now because products may be sold anywhere as long as you have the internet. Okay? So you can develop products, sell it somewhere else, somewhere in the world by sending it through different couriers. So, okay, thank you, Kabaro Biesta, for that in comprehensive report on ASEAN integration. Kinsa, who will be the next? Kisa pa yung next? Kasi next upon syllabus. I don't know your syllabus. If I'm going to, I might exit this one if I'm going to